Drive-ins, superintendents, and state representatives. This is Some Good News, Episode 2. Starting us off today,
North.
Grafton Elementary School was able to hold a parade for the students by the staff. Let's check that out. Now that we enter phase 1, more businesses are able to reopen, whether it's Swirls and Scoops, Radishes, or the Mendon Drive-In, which will be playing Jurassic Park and Rocky Horror Picture Show this Tuesday night. The staff over at Grafton Middle School was starting to miss their students, so they made a little commemoration for everyone to show what they were up to at home.
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. Did I get delivered here? Somebody tell me, please. This whole world's confusing me.
Although it had to be shut down, the renovation of the Grafton Public Library will be resuming this week. And that's some good news. As we reach the end of May, seniors will be finishing up their school year. They're finishing AP exams this week, and Wednesday is their final day of school. And now, another segment of Global Good News with Sydney Matusik.
Thank you, Nate. Some great news that it has been shared globally is how the oldest woman in Spain, who is 113 years old, has survived coronavirus. Some good news in Massachusetts this past week has been revolving around how our state has now entered phase 1 of reopening. On Memorial Day, which is Monday, May 25th, some beaches in Massachusetts will also be reopening. In the coming weeks, phase 2 will begin, allowing for many more stores and businesses to reopen.
State Representative Dave Muradian has been helping support local businesses. He's been passing bills. He's been putting updates on his Facebook every day. You know him as a state representative, but I know him as a neighbor. Dave Muradian, thank you for coming on the show.
Hey Nate, thanks so much.
Dave, the question that's been on everybody's mind. Do you like pizza?
Yeah, I do.
Right. Next up. Earlier today, I got the chance to sit down with Superintendent James Cummings to give us some updates on the current situation. Let's check that out.
Hey, Nate.
Coming on, welcome to Some Good News, Episode 2.
Thanks so much for having me.
What's an average day been like for you? What's your schedule been like? What's the rundown?
Yeah, every day's been definitely weird. I'm guessing you think the same. It feels like a ton of Zoom calls, I can tell you that. I've never been so sick of looking at my own little face on the screen. So a lot of calls, a lot of meetings, especially at the state level, trying to get a sense of what we can and can't do and what the future might look like. So yeah, it's definitely not your day more or less ends at 5 or 6 o'clock and you go home and kind of turn it off.
So right now, what is the general sense of what the future might look like? Do you have any idea, or is it all up in the air?
It really is all up in the air. The state, Governor Baker on the 18th put out, you probably saw it there, his multi-phase plan. And on page 24, you'll see the K-12 information page. It really doesn't say much on that page other than plans will be coming. So I was really focused on that page and what happened. So we expected in the next week or two that we're going to hear more from the state in terms of the schools. We don't even have information as to what to do in the summer. Like we provide, especially special education programming in the summer, which we have to provide no matter what. It might have to be done remotely, but we haven't been told that yet. So that's been kind of first and foremost. Secondary has been the fall. And it's crazy. I was looking at the calendar today, and it's only 3 months away that, we start school. So there are really three basic scenarios if you really boil it down, it's either we all go back and it's some version of what you're used to. We do some kind of hybrid thing. There's a lot of talk with districts that would go, have some kids go, like half the kids go, half, every other day kind of thing. Some districts were talking about having kind of a morning session and more of an afternoon, evening session, like basically breaking things up so you can spread out. Preschool is a great example. We had to run additional buses. You guys didn't just magically show up. We had to, in kindergarten used to be that way too, where you'd have an afternoon run. But that was the second option. The third one would be something along the lines of sticking with what we're doing now, some version of remote learning. I assume it would probably look a little different, is my guess. It would probably be more, well, we'd have at least some more time to plan for whatever that second iteration of remote learning looks like. This first iteration, we're doing the best we can, and so are kids and so are parents, but it was just thrust upon staff, and we've kind of figured it out as we've gone. So I'm going to guess it would look a little different. We probably have more live classes, more mandated
lectures.
Yeah, just it would have to be beefed up, I'm going to guess, and supported by the state. Just so many variables. It's kind of crazy.
So I have seen that the school's been doing stuff to help with lunch programs and staff parades and everything. Is there anything we as a community can do to help give back really during this time or anything like that?
That's a great question. Instinctually, I'd say we do have, if you go on the Grafton Public Schools website, there is a web page dedicated to our school lunch program. There's a donation link there. I think a lot of people would be surprised at how many people we have in Grafton who are dependent on the food bank or assistance with food. Need has just grown. We have had some really great, generous donations. We foresee being able to keep our lunch and breakfast program going as long as needed. But that would be a great place for help if people are looking to give.
So anything else you want to promote before we wrap this up? Any other quick shout out?
I guess just want to thank the general sense of gratitude I have to the students have been incredible. You guys doing, your show. We've got Sydney Grass I think she still is, reading books online to younger kids. Our students have been just incredibly resilient, and you epitomize this, Nate, but trying to make it as positive as possible. So the kids have been unbelievable. The parents are working, trying to manage their kids in quarantine, which is hard enough in and of itself. They're also providing, trying to almost play teacher. That's brutal, but they've been doing a great job with that. And our staff has been kind of building the airplane as it's flying, and they've been doing a really, really amazing job with that. So I simply want to say thanks to the entire GPS community. Hopefully we'll be back to some semblance of normal in the fall, and it'll be fantastic. I'm sure everybody's looking forward to it. I can't tell you how much I am.
And a huge thank you to Dr. Cummings for coming on the show once again. It was a pleasure to have him on, as always. And now is the part of the video where I'd like to do a quick shout out to a local charity. Last week, I gave a quick shout out to the Grafton Food Bank. And this week, I'll be supporting Massachusetts COVID-19 Relief Fund. Millions of homes have been affected during this time, but especially in Massachusetts, we have been hit with some of the worst cases in the United States. As Lauren Baker said, these are unprecedented and uncertain times, and the people of Massachusetts are struggling. The Massachusetts COVID-19 Relief Fund will help us connect those who are most acutely impacted by the response to COVID-19 with the resources and services they need to get through this difficult time and stay safe, healthy, and supported. With that, I'd like to thank you all for watching. This has been Some Good News, Episode 2.